Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm Joe Dog. Uh, Lewis is still feeling a little under the weather, so we'll skip the news tonight. We got Dan and Bill and John with us. Hey guys.
Howdy,
Howdy.
howdy.
And Dan's got a little odd background this today. He's got some as it's been called, technical difficulties.
hmm
What's wrong with his background?
It's a little shady. Um,
Yeah.
nope,
People of the green world unite.
mm, the other computer, the camera and headset won't work for StreamYard. It will work with other programs, just not StreamYard. So,
That's odd.
I hadn't found anything in that browser that would work, and it's the same thing that was working last week. So I don't know what the problem is.
It may have
It
been a
worked.
Chrome update.
Yeah, it could have been. The Everything was working last week. Everything works with other programs, just not that browser. So I don't have any StreamYard access on any other browser there to try. So went to the laptop. Here I'm trying to push glasses up that I'm not even wearing.
And we did some quick behind the scenes magic and got you operational for the Last Man Standing show.
hmm I am now on the laptop, which is what we're going to be on if we do anything streaming for HallowCon's. So, you know,
Good practice.
no green screen there either. Otherwise,
Really?
the
Why,
processor,
no, why can't your laptop do green screen?
because it doesn't have a fast enough processor. If you
Oh.
don't want my signal picket fencing, then I can't use green screen, and I can't use the external camera. It just takes too much power, which
Wow.
this little thing don't have. And it's a fairly new laptop too, but it's with the extreme speed in mind. So
I just thought Dan had a green bath towel hanging up drying in the background there.
no, that's a not very expensive green screen cloth actually, and usually I pull the wrinkles out of it, but tonight there's no point.
Oh,
Dan's got a green screen of a green screen.
Hey,
yeah. Well, how about what happened to Facebook Monday?
yeah,
What happened to Facebook Monday?
Facebook, in their infinite wisdom, shot out this update that said disconnect the server. The problem is the computer that it was running is all ran in house. And when I say in house, through their own servers. And the particular server that needed to be manually reset was in a building far away. So the guy runs out there, swipes his key card doesn't work because the network to run the key card is run through Facebook server. So then, hey,
so
Donna.
Facebook got locked out of Facebook jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had to find a guy that had a key to the building to physically unlock the door for the guy to go in and reset the router. Basically, they had to unplug it and plug it back in. And it took 6 hours to find somebody with the key.
We were in Iraq, and our motor pool puts out these forms for doing maintenance on the vehicle. And it lists all of the maintenance issues with that piece of equipment and whether the parts are on order or whether the parts are available and you need to go pick them up, stuff like that. And the computer, of course, being in the desert, computers don't last very long.
No.
And it wasn't the computer that went down, it was the printers where they'd print this stuff. It just kept killing printers left and right. And it was kind of funny. They couldn't issue, I can't remember, the physical form, the booklet of paper with the ditto paper and all that sort of stuff is called a 2404. I can't remember, there's a term for the computer version of it. So we couldn't get the computer version, and it just so happened some of us actually still had pads of 2404s, and they were all running around like, hey, can we get those from you? You didn't bring any 2404. The maintenance facility didn't bring any 2404s with them. No, it's all on a computer. Yeah, it is. Ain't it?
So you understand. But yeah, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to run everything, even their internal security, through their own server.
You know, that sort of makes sense from the viewpoint of we've got to change who gets access to this building, who doesn't, as personnel get moved around inside the company. You know, you just go in and, okay, they now have access to farm A or whatever, you know. And so, but it should have been a completely different system for running the locks. It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
or they should have at least had a master key card, something, you know, something that doesn't run on computer.
But yeah, it just.
How much you want to bet that door lock key has been duplicated a couple of times now and passed out to trusted employees?
Probably not, because that would be a security issue.
Okay, well, next time they.
But what you want to bet from now on, whenever they install an update on their system, there's somebody standing by with that damn key. So. Be like those people in the silos out in Wisconsin, you know, with the 2 keys getting ready to launch missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a missile alert. I forgot my key. You know,
supposed to be on a chain around your neck at all times.
I just so happen to have the picture of the man who had the key. Hi, Carl. That was able to get everything back together. And here he is right here. This was the key master. And he brought Facebook back for us all.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear? Now, this for all you Godzilla fans out there. A United States Navy Seawolf class submarine was cruising around in the South China Sea. Okay. Nuclear submarine hit something underwater. Damaged the sub somehow. We don't know how. It's classified. We don't know how yet. Injured several of the crewmen when whatever they hit.
Yeah. And the Navy has yet to identify what it hit. So there's your start for a Godzilla movie right there.
Yeah. And we're not being told how much damage it was, so we couldn't tell if it was a whale or Godzilla's toenail or what.
Yeah. Well, they haven't made it back. They're heading to Guam, where they will do their inspection and see what's wrong with the sub. And I think we've only got 3 Seawolf class submarines in the whole U.S. Navy.
Seawolf, that's the...
That was the top of the line submarine until they figured out it was too damn expensive and started building the cheaper version of it called the Virginia class.
Oh, okay.
And now everything coming out is Virginia class.
Yeah. Have we heard anything about any missing Russia or Chinese or North Korean subs?
You won't.
How about Japanese fishing boats?
Now that's the one because North Korea keeps putting out those cheap wooden fishing boats that keep washing ashore with dead people on board in Japan, which is in that area. So I'm wondering if they hit one of those sinking fishing boats. Of course, the way things go in that part of the world, it's probably a half submerged shipping container that fell off of a ship somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. That's a big problem for ships in that neck of the woods because they're constantly losing those things in typhoons.
Yeah, well, I was about to say a wooden fishing vessel would probably not pose that much of a damage risk to a nuclear submarine. Might get some damage, but not huge. You'd think that a sub would just drive through it like it was a wet paper towel or something.
No, the problem is submarines. They've got the inner pressure hull, which is the tough part, but they've got an outer hull that kind of protects all that internal stuff. Mm-hmm. And one of the issues with the Seawolf class submarine is they put a lot of the ordnance for the ship in between the two hulls.
Ooh.
If there's a problem, like a missile lights off accidentally or something like that, it's not inside the pressure hull. So they actually have a system. I don't know if the Seawolf has it. I know some of the Virginians have it. It's the code word for it is called Wasp Waste, like the waste of a wasp. And they actually mount the launch systems in between along the hull, in between the two pressure hulls, or in between the outer hull and the pressure hull. And they can actually, instead of having just everything launched out the torpedo tubes, this stuff is sitting in between the two hulls in its own launch tubes ready to go. They just flip a switch, door opens, thing comes flying out. So they can have like 24 extra missiles on board the submarine in a space that normally would have been empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a way to have a good fight.
Well, everything nowadays, you're either shooting it with a drone or throwing a Tomahawk missile at it. So makes sense. They were trying to come up with a system for changing all the old ballistic missile submarines, getting rid of the big city killer missiles.
Yeah.
And filling that tube with like 3 Tomahawks. The only problem is they have to figure out some way to launch 1 Tomahawk at a time from the launch system. So it's
Underwater.
Yeah, really.
Well, they can launch Tomahawks underwater. They can launch them out of torpedo tubes. The improved Los Angeles class and the ships with the Wasp Waste system keep them in individual tubes that they launch out of along the hull. It's in between the two hulls. And they were trying to come up with this thing. It's an adapter that you drop in a missile tube that'll hold 3 missile tubes. But you have to have that whole configuration thing to control it from inside the submarine through the old ballistic. You have to change out the whole ballistic missile control system. So.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering,
that would be a little unnerving out wartime. You see a torpedo coming in, like, oh crap! And all of a sudden, the torpedo breaks water, sprouts wings, and flies over your head. Like,
well, they have a rocket booster that gets them out of the submarine and up out of the water, which that's kind of cool to watch. And it'll sit there, arc over, and then the booster will come off as the onboard engine, because it's an airplane engine. It's a small jet engine.
Yeah.
So that kicks in.
Yeah, I remember seeing the CNN reports on the Desert Storm war. Just sitting in Baghdad, you look up, a couple Tomahawks go flying by, like, okay, yeah, that's going to be bad for somebody.
Wasn't it the one guy that was given, who was it? Baghdad Bob. I can't remember his real name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was the minister of propaganda for Iraq.
Yeah.
And he was given an interview about how the Americans will never show up in Iraq. And one interview he was given, the camera looks up, 2 Tomahawks go flying by right behind him in the middle of the interview.
Yeah.
And then another one, he's talking about how the American troops will never walk down the streets of Baghdad. And while he's doing it, you can see an M1 Abrams tank cruising down a road in the background.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't walking. They got wheels.
I feel sorry for that guy.
Mm.
I wonder if
ironically tonight, I was watching Young Sheldon. I don't know. I guess it's the premiere of it for the season, and right after that, they have the show called The United States of Al. And tonight's episode was Al's mom, who was still in Afghanistan and trying to get her out. And through the episode, which I only got to watch 15 minutes of because I had come in here backstage, but he's talking about when the Taliban was in control, the things that you could do and the things that you couldn't do, and his sister would not be allowed to go to school past first grade and all this. Is very, for about the first 10-15 minutes of it that I watched it seemed to be kind of a show that our president currently probably would not want to be aired, but it's talking about when a dictator takes over what your freedoms are and no longer are.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out, and then Biden has no clue how to run this country. That's all I'm going to say. He's there for the Democratic Party and has no clue how America looks to the rest of the world. So,
yeah. Well, I watched a good show last night on TV. The Return of CSI.
I wanted to watch that.
It's good. I mean, there's 20, it's not one of those that they're trying to reboot. It's 20 years later. Grissom and Sarah are married. Brass is losing his vision. He's now retired, and it's a whole new crew in the CSI lab. They've got a new lab, and Brass gets attacked, and they bring Sarah and Grissom back in, and come to find out there's a one of the former lab techs was faking evidence for the last 20 years.
When are they going to come out with a CSI Chattanooga?
Don't know.
It wouldn't be that good.
The theme music for the start of it could be dueling banjos. Anyway, okay. Baghdad Bob, his actual name is Muhammad Shahid al-Shahif, or Shahaf, I think. But strangely enough, he is still alive. Let's see here.
He changed his name to Cassius Clay.
He's living in the United Arab Emirates these days. So he faded, as of 2003, he faded from the public spotlight and is no longer a figure in the war. It is said that he had surrendered to the United States forces, had been interrogated by them, and then released. He was not charged in his role as Saddam Hussein's government.
Now, in, what was it, 91, Desert Storm, January of 91, when they made the attack on Baghdad?
Something like that, yeah.
And CNN was broadcasting live. I was one of those few people that grabbed a 6-hour videotape, threw it in the VCR, and hit record.
My favorite part was how CNN was like forward observing for the Navy and Air Force. The Tomahawks were coming in. They were like hiding under the beds, and you could see the hotel room shaking as the explosions went off. And they'd sneak out to the balcony and shoot the camera over the edge of the balcony, and you'd see some of the explosions going up.
Yeah.
And you could just see the U.S. military in their command bunkers, wherever, watching this going, ooh, we got that one. Okay.
Well, CNN's reported.
Do that one again.
Yeah. CNN reported several buildings hit, And then the U.S. saying, no, we didn't hit that one. And I've got it on videotape of the building exploding.
Well, now there is one problem. They were shooting ordnance back at the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, Scud missiles, surface-to-air missiles, anti-aircraft artillery. So shoot this stuff up, and if it doesn't self-destruct or hit anything, it falls back down. And you take something like an SA2 surface-to-air missile that has a really big, like a 500-pound warhead, and drop that into somebody's neighborhood, not a good day for the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, that's one great thing about aviation. We ain't never left one up there.
Yeah.
The SA2.
There are more airplanes under the sea than there are submarines in the sky.
In the air. The SA2, just for y'all that know, is the missile the Soviets built that changed the United States Air Force. Up until that time, the Air Force lived by the doctrine the bomber will always get through, because we could fly over everything. Our bombers could outfly their fighters. They just had the altitude to stay up above them and not get shot at. And the SA-2 is the missile that brought down Francis Gary Powers in his U-2 spy plane, and they thought that thing could fly high enough nobody'd ever shoot it down.
Carl's got a good question. How are things looking for HallowCon? Absolutely wonderful, Carl. Still, for some reason, we've got 3-1 on rooms, reservations versus memberships. So if anybody's not got their room reservation, they need to go ahead and get that done.
Think about that.
And
my mom hasn't called me and told me anything about these kids she's getting. So
and yes, Carl, all the guests are still coming. And yeah, T Turtles and her hubby, actually got their programming blips today to put in the program book.
Hello, Keisha.
And yes, Carl, you got both of them done. Carl, I mean, if you want to, it would be, so y'all won't be totally wiped out on Friday. Come down Thursday night and sort of relax and get settled in. Another day. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, really.
Plus Dan will be there too.
Thursday, yeah. I was just about to ask if Michaela had got her membership in room yet.
I don't know about Michaela's membership. I haven't heard anything from her.
Well, she was planning on showing up, and I don't know who she's going to ride with, but she was going to get her own room so that she wouldn't be imposing on anybody. And if anybody's got a quick link to Michaela, tell her to get on the ball here.
All right, I'll be right back. Donna's hollering at me for something.
Oh, okay. In any case,
I have a quick question for you two, kind of not related to HallowCon, but Sunday we found out that the Swedish cartoonist Lars Bek died in a car crash.
Right.
And of course,
he was in an armored car, a bulletproof car, being driven by his police protectors.
Right.
Blew out a tire and flipped the car, and he died. Like, wasn't wearing a seatbelt, I guess. So that's.
What does everybody think about that? I mean, does this sound like an accident or
no
an accident?
No. It sounds like one of them accidents. I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of PETN involved with blowing that tire out.
This was the fellow that did the
He did a cartoon about Muhammad being reincarnated as a dog or something like that.
Yeah, back in 2007, I believe, wasn't it? Something like that.
I was trying to think of a way to say that without becoming a target. So,
Yeah.
And if there are any Muslims,
what's that red dot on your forehead, Dan?
If there are any Muslims
John's
watching the show,
now.
it's Joe's fault. Okay. Yeah.
Oh heavens! Okay. Michaela was in the ER tonight with kidney stones. So,
Ooh,
yeah. So that is not good.
been there, done that.
Enjoy your pickle juice.
Mm.
Actually, I've also heard them say country time lemonade.
Really?
Something about the acidic qualities in the lemonade helps dissolve the stones.
I would have thought the sugar added to the problem. But,
I imagine you can get it sugar free.
Sweet tea is one of the biggest problems with kidney stones.
Mm. So, one of the reasons why I don't drink it much at all and drink water.
Yeah,
beer is good for getting rid of kidney stones. Flushing out your kidneys in general, actually.
For me, it's a race between the coffee that I drink causing a kidney stone and the beer that I drink flushing everything out.
Hey,
yeah.
In all things, moderation. So,
right, exactly. That's
moderation is for monks. Take life in big bites.
Hey, if a hedonist individual like Benjamin Franklin can come up with the sayings in all things, moderation. Okay. This guy
moderate hedonist. Okay. Yeah.
Moderate hedonist. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to wrap my mind around that concept.
Well, I went from drinking coffee about 20,000 times a day to maybe twice a day in the morning. Here lately, just once a day. And I used to buy those Java Monster coffee energy drinks. Every morning I would be driving to work and I would have to stop off at the Casey's to get a donut. If that didn't clog up my arteries and choke my heart, then the Java Monster coffee energy drink would definitely give me a heart attack, and it just about did. So stopped all that. Can't have nothing fun anymore.
I ain't touching that line.
Okay. Just so you know, we'll do a little medical disclaimer here. You can prevent kidney stones by drinking plenty of water and maintaining a healthy diet. Alcohol is linked to kidney stones made from uric acid. And then beer has been linked to protection from kidney stones in a few small studies. However, beer consumption is not recommended to prevent kidney stones. Of course not. Doctors can't sell you beer. That's fine.
I don't drink beer.
Not yet.
Stones. That's just a happy.
You can bet they'll sell you something from Pfizer for about $500 a pill that'll help get rid of your kidney stones. But they won't sell you beer.
I've got to tell you right up front, them beer pills don't taste anywhere near as good as the ice cold adult beverage.
They used to have these packets of dehydrated beer.
Okay.
There's just one small problem with them. To mix them up properly, you have to use warm water. Yeah.
Okay. What did I miss in on?
Dehydrated beer.
Dan's deer pills. This is Bud. This is Bud Light.
Oh Lord.
Who was in the ER with kidney stones?
Michaela.
Poor child.
Mm-hmm.
Heal, child, heal. That hurt me.
Mm.
I'd rather be kicked in the nuts by an NFL kicker than to have to pass another kidney stone.
About the same thing. Oh, heavens.
Ah. Hmm.
All right, all right. The other elephant in the room.
What?
Um, Lindsay's dog passed away this evening.
Hmm.
I saw the pictures.
And very, very quietly in his sleep. He had a couple of bad nights this week, but today was a really, really good day for him. He wasn't in any kind of pain or anything. And we're just sitting there, and uh, he just stopped breathing. And we went and checked on him without touching him, and gave him a little while, and then I checked to see if he was breathing, and he wasn't. So uh, tomorrow I have to uh, get the shovel out and uh, pay my final respects.
Hmm.
And
That's hard, Dan. I know.
I've been doing it all my life. Pets have been a big part of my life,
Hmm.
and if you're not willing to if you're not willing to pay that final respect, then you really ought to reconsider having a pet.
Yeah. I
Oh,
we've we just lost Jerry here just uh,
Mhm.
about a week ago. Our other dog Annie, she 10 years ago we had three dogs die within 3 months of each other. I mean, boom, boom, boom. Every month we lost a dog.
Hmm.
Uh, and my big dog Ozza, she was Husky Akita, and those are pack dogs.
Yep.
She went from you know pack dog to solo dog, and we could start to see a funk form in her, just a depression. So, we found Annie. Annie was probably 4 years old when we got her, and that was 10 years ago. So now she's starting to get a tumor on her belly that's getting bad. And I just looked at her a minute ago, and her left eye is starting to cloud up. So
Yep. Um,
I got a feeling we're going to be doing that real soon. Um, but luckily, here in town, we've got a vet that'll come to the house and do it. And because these people that just take their dog and drop them at the vet to be euthanized, I can't do that. This dog has loved me for 10 solid years. The last thing I want to do is drop her off in some strange place she's never been with people she don't know.
Yeah.
So, mm,
yep.
so
Well,
I understand, Dan. I'm fixing to have to do it again in the next week.
yep. And Lindsay swears up and down she's never going to get another dog because she can't stand the heartbreak. And so now the betting pool is open. How long will it take before the pitter patter 4 feet is running around the house again? Um,
Before HallowCon next year.
I do not know. I do not know. She's talking about deleting all of the her Facebook groups that have posts about dogs, and then we got one very good friend in Atlanta who is he rescues
Oh,
animals, and is where we got the last two, and
and I know exactly who you're talking about. And
and
yeah,
he is an absolutely amazing gentleman. He
yep.
has my respect, and she said she's fine with the feral cats that come up through the woods because usually they disappear without becoming attached to us. But she's got one right now that is totally attached to her. So,
Yeah.
uh, and he's just a little bitty thing. But
And yeah, that guy we're talking about, he is also one of the when they shoot a movie down there in Atlanta, he's on set.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the, not the animal wrangler, but the making sure the animal is taken care of.
Yeah, I started to say technical advisor, but that was the wrong term too.
Yeah,
Um, he's the activist.
yeah.
So, yep. Anyway,
And if anybody watches the show The Walking Dead, Dog is under his care, from what I understand.
mhm.
And the and the actor that has to deal with the deal with him deal with the dog is begging whatever company that the dog is leased through or whatever, when the show's over, I want the dog.
Yeah.
But because the dog pays more attention to him than it does the rest of them.
Well,
I could see that.
really. Oh, hey Ted, you missed the modeling. Um, oh,
Well,
now,
Dan, go ahead.
no, I was about to change the subject, but you go right ahead because you were still in the
Well,
topic.
I'll just say one last thing to you and Joe both, and that because I've been through it, and when I was younger, my parents never put me through it. They always sent me somewhere, and then when I came back, we found out what happened, or they would call me. But anyway, the lady who runs eBay sellers that were doing the toy auctions for, she lost her cat Fisher after almost 18 years. And her eBay store name is Cat Hair 5 because she used to have 5 cats. Fisher was the last surviving one. And we just felt horrible when they had to put him to sleep. And it was actually the day after the auction, or the day after the estate sale. And she basically swore didn't swear, but she said, I can't see getting another animal, because then you always think ahead. And then, her parents live down in the Ozarks, and they're getting ready to move to Kansas City to be closer to her sister. And she had 3 feral cats down there, and one kind of kept going to the neighbors, but the other 2 kept coming to her mom's. Mom didn't want to move because of the cats. Knew she couldn't take the cats with them, but she got them used to her enough to come into the house and everything. Long story short, boss lady brought the cat home, both of the cats, which they were attached to each other, and were always together. So she brought them home last Sunday. This Sunday, she's going to get 2 more cats, but from a lady who is, she's a rescuer, but she's also deals with rescuing, besides every breed, in particularly Siamese cats, because of the temperament and the type of person you have to be to own one.
Exactly.
And so she's getting 2 Siamese cats, having them before, which was one of the 5, and almost back up to it.
With some people, part of the healing process is adopting another.
Yep.
And That's what she said. She said, I wasn't going to do it. I didn't think I could be able to do it. She said, especially this quickly. You're basically talking a month since everything happened. But she said, I couldn't fathom to think about leaving any of those by themselves. Two of them being feral, that you don't know what will happen to them.
That's true.
And yeah, and the other two, matter of fact, the lady, well, Siamese cats are expensive if you go to buy them from a breeder or otherwise. And the lady thought so much of her, knowing who she was and her background with them, that she's actually just giving these two, which are also bonded, like the two feral cats are. And with the stipulation that she gets them back if there's any reason why boss lady can't take care of them, or if they don't bond with the other two cats, which that's going to take a while. So
Yeah. Donna Carleen says change the subject. I don't know if you heard me earlier, John, but corn, sugar, and yeast is acquired. I am awaiting the arrival of my spring water.
Thank you, Ted. Yeah, the other thing that I was going to change the subject to was that, yes, I have seen a lot of people's shows that I would normally watch at night while I was working night shift this week. I was not able to, but I sat down and caught up with everything today. Some of the would not allow me to comment and say, yeah, caught it on the replay, but I was able to give everybody a like and whatnot. So I didn't abandon you. Um, and that's gonna be the case as long as I'm on swing shift. When I'm working nights and can't watch anything, I'll have to catch everything on the replay, and which is us here too. There's going to be times when I'm not going to be in stupid o'clock, or I might be in stupid o'clock, but I can't do last man standing because I got to get up the next morning, or I have no idea how long they're going to keep me on swing shift. So I just got to play it as it comes. Apparently, it's not supposed to be allowed after. If they have to put me back before New Year's Eve, and that's the last thing I know, unless they do away with my other job and they have to put me someplace else. Which is there is a rumor that this is exactly the backdoor pilot that they're looking for. And I really don't know. Part of that is I think I'm being gaslighted because there are several people that want me to bid on a new job that's coming up that is daytime only. And they do not want the person that is in that job now to keep it. And they are offering me a $1,500 bribe to bid on this job and take it away from this guy. And I'm going, I know him. I wouldn't touch that job with a 10-foot pole because he's got it so screwed up now. It'll take me 6 years to straighten it out and make it worth having. Let him go ahead and
I was going to say, knowing that you're going to retire.
Yeah. Now the thing is, they don't realize they've got to get me a 2 pay grade jump in pay and put me back in the job that I left. So basically, I would get an extra $300 a week added to my base pay if they do away with my job. They got to put me back where I came from.
Making more money.
Yeah, making more money, and
we got to eliminate your job because it's costing us too much money. Here, take this job, and we'll pay you even more money.
Mm-hmm. They don't look at, because it's a union plant, so they're not looking at the contract. They're thinking they can put me back as, just what I'm making now and do some make work job for another 2 years, and contract ain't wrote that way. So I don't know what it's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I think I'm being gaslit by the people that want me to take this job away from this other guy.
Did you say that they did hire 2 new people?
They got one that was already hired that got the job. That's the one that I'm training now. The other empty position has not been filled yet either. From a new hire or from somebody bidding on the job. So I don't know. What I'm hoping is that they'll hurry up and bid the job out, and we could get that fourth person trained right quick, and I can go back to doing what I've been doing.
And they've only got 23 months to get it done.
28 is all I've got left. So, considering that corporate uses the test results from my actual job to determine shelf life for the product and lots of other details that the engineers use to improve the product, and we're in the middle of changing over to something new that I've got to keep track of. I really don't see him doing away with the job. I mean, it's not like it's unnecessary. But you're working for a foreign-owned corporation. The upper-level management can make all kinds of decisions, and we just got to roll with it. If worst comes to worst, I can always bid on one of those higher-paying jobs. If they put me in one that's same pay as I'm getting now, and just make work. And I can go back to either what I was doing before or several other jobs that I was doing before, and they, it would raise my retirement, my pension that they're going to have to pay me when I retire. It would raise my weekly pay grade, and worst comes to worst, I can always retire early. I just started 44 years last month, so I'm pretty well invested in this stuff.
Yeah. Well,
you think having to hand me $500,000 if I walk out the door would be enough to keep me in the damn job? Mm. So,
well, if you retired early, would there be any sacrifices for doing so on your part?
I'd have to make do with $250,000 401k and $300,000 pension, rather than adding another 2 years to each. Mm. So, inconvenience me, please. I dare you.
Well,
threaten me with a good time.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if other businesses start taking on Elon's philosophy of manufacturing, Elon is getting away from, why do we do this? Because we've always done that. Mm-hmm. And one day in building of the Teslas, there is this 10-pound piece of fiberglass, some type of fireproof fiberglass and insulation or something that went between the car body and the battery. Mm-hmm. The car designers were telling him that that's there for fire protection from the batteries. So he goes to the battery people and says, what kind of fire protection does this need? That's not for fire protection, that's for vibration. The engineer says it has to be there.
I think somebody's engineers need to get together and come up with a better excuse.
So Elon had them build 10 cars without that. Mm-hmm. Put the microphones in it and all that, and there was no discernible difference between cars with the blanket or without the blanket, because they proved, each side said the other side had to have it, and the other side saying, we don't need it. So they eliminated it.
And that made the car 10 pounds lighter.
10 pounds lighter, and saved them like $250 in manufacturing cost.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I shall return.
All right. But yeah, the quality control stuff that why do you stop your production to do this when you have 20 years of experience that there is no problem in the manufacturing process? Why do we keep doing it? And it lowers the manufacturing cost. And Carl, we missed that. Carl said he could have made some more money if he'd stayed, but could not have made back the time. Exactly. That's one of the reasons
Mhm.
I've not done anything since I left. I'm tired of. I got tired of watching people that I worked with work up until they're 65, 70 years old, retire, and be dead in 3 to 4 years. It just ain't worth it.
When I worked at Lowe's, we had a ton of GM retirees working there part-time, and 2 of them ended up that way. And for what? You know, if they had some financial problems and that's one thing, but because those companies don't care who you are.
Yeah. And Carl's agreeing with me. It's we've got to the point to where they give you all this vacation time and then shame you for taking it. And I just I mean that is and these people that retire with all this built up, that's that many months of your life that you lost that you could have enjoyed yourself, not having to worry about the job. And we're not the healthiest lifestyle people in the world.
Well, here in Illinois, at least, the way they're trying to raise up the minimum wage, it actually just punishes the people that worked to get that same wage for so many years.
Yeah.
And now they just want to give it away. If they raise it the minimum, they should raise everything.
Oh, yeah.
For everybody.
And Carl says he's lost weight, built up muscle since retiring. He says he's not eating out every day at restaurants. Yeah.
He exercises every Sunday morning when he does his
Munsey hunts.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about his grocery shopping.
Yeah, well, I've got to the point where we hardly go into a grocery store anymore. When I can sit right here, order everything we always get, and pay them $8 to bring it to my house.
Yep, Lindsay will make a pickup order, and when I get off from work, I'll just go by and they'll load it in the car for me. What was the microphone not working?
Well, I can just barely hear you. Let me see. Let me see if they adjusted your volume. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's
it is.
a lot better.
I really don't know what it is. Today has been a bad day for electronics. Do we have any sunspots? Where's Stephanie when you need her?
As soon as I powered up my Samsung tablet, I was telling Joe, it says, I have an update. And if I wanted to install it now or set up an appointment, I'm like, oh no.
We'll do it later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And seeing as how well this worked on the laptop, Saturday night we'll go ahead and try re-entering the data again on the other computer and see if that takes care of the problem.
Oh yeah. But yeah, about my online ordering, we get 3 cases of the 48 bottle water, and then 2 50-pound bags of dog food. And for $8, they bring it and set it on my front porch. That's 3 times I don't have to pick the damn thing up.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay's got the cat food coming in from a mail order place, so we don't have to buy that at the store anymore. We can do grocery order from 3 different stores and go pick it up. It just depends on who's got what it is that she wants. The only drawback is right now there's stuff that is not being restocked because it's sitting in a container ship off the coast waiting to be unloaded, or there's no truck driver to haul it across the country to wherever it is. So,
Someone here finds jobs around the house. Yeah, those are called honeydews, Carl. Okay, we don't talk about the basement and the lotions. Okay. Yeah.
Does that mean I have to dig a basement now? That would be a little bit difficult. That would just give the spiders more room.
You can go out and dig you a root cellar.
And Carl's going, hush.
Marital bliss, isn't it wonderful?
Well, Carl, you never had to put a fence up because your neighbor did it, didn't he?
Yeah, if I'd known then what I know now about property taxes, instead of killing all the kudzu that I did and making the yard 3 times larger, I would have just put up some chicken wire over the entire property and let the stuff grow. Just have me a little bat cave tunnel coming out the driveway.
Hey, trust me, that is saved on your cooling in the summer.
Well, I'm sure.
I wonder if sheep eat kudzu.
Goats do.
I don't know. Goats do. Goats
do. Cows do reluctantly. Turkeys do.
Yeah.
There's not a turkey farm in Georgia that has a sprig of kudzu on it.
There you go, Dan.
Well, thank you for loving America. We're fine.
Why do I get troll vibes?
Yeah. I don't know, but I've already got the block user queued up, ready to go if they get smart. And Carl's asking, do goats what?
Goats in your yard reduce your property tax? We're out in the middle of farm country, Carl, so I don't have the faintest idea. The guy across the road has about 50 sheep and 30 or 40 different varieties of waterfowl and whatever, and cows and horses. And they've got maybe 20 acres, and I've got 1 1/4. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think anything reduces property tax around here.
Yeah.
They just mark it up every year because they can.
And he says, my lawyer neighbor would have a coronary. I did not say that word. Shut up.
Is she your lawyer now?
Evidently. was that?
That was John.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that look on your face.
He's always got that look on his face.
No, not that one.
Oh.
The other one. I'm about to do something, and I hope nobody really figures out who it was. Red alert. Yeah, that was it. That was about it. Lord, I used to have a red alert siren for anytime the computer did something, anytime it tried to do something and couldn't complete it, it would sound a red alert. It didn't take me long to undo that little noise maker.
Alexa, red alert.
Red alert. All hands at battle stations.
That's the one.
Alexa, stand down, red alert.
Sorry, I couldn't understand, but I may have a few recommendations. There's a show called Star Trek, Red Alert. Would you like to try it?
No.
Oh. Some lady at Dollar Tree had the Star Trek Red Alert as her ringtone on the cell phone. Carl was laughing and Donna was looking at it funny because she didn't hear it. Yep, I have often threatened to change my ringtone to either the TARDIS materialization noise or Jane from the Tarzan movies doing her version of the Tarzan yell. And anytime that I text my wife, I was going to put that on her phone as the Tarzan yell, the Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan yell, so she would know it was a text from me, and that's an in-joke between the two of us. So.
Well, I was at line at a store, and some guy had Freebird as his ringtone. About the guitar solo, I told him, answer the damn thing.
It's already been 6 minutes.
My brother's ringtone for when his wife would call him was Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train. Just the very beginning of it, the spoken part.
There's one of the guys
on the board.
He breeds dachshunds, so his ringtone is dogs barking. So everybody knows when he gets a call because nobody else has dogs barking on their phone, at least not at work.
I thought you said Datsuns, and I was about to go.
They're called Nissans now.
Yeah. Well, you know how Datsun got its name, don't you?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell it.
When they were asking Mr. Nissan, what name do you want to choose for your American company, he goes, well, when do you need it? And they said, we needed it an hour ago. And he goes, that soon?
Yeah, that joke is old enough to retire now.
Anyway,
started in the 70s.
Oh, that even got a groan from Carl. And shame Brian wasn't here. He'd have repeated that to Cookie, and Cookie would have really laughed.
Or hit him with the pots and pans.
That reminds me, I still need to think of a song to go with the title, The Cookie and the F-Bomb. I don't know. I'll have to write one.
I don't know, but that sounds like a band name, Cookie and the F-Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking of Cookie Monster.
Well, that's Brian's story. I can't tell it anywhere near as well as he did, or you could actually go back and see it live if you watch one of his shows from a week or two ago. So,
I was going to watch his show on Monday morning, then I found out I couldn't.
why not?
Well, for some reason, I Love America.
Monday, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I Love America took off running. They don't want to talk anymore. They even left the
Well,
room.
It was a
You,
bot.
you said you had the band hammer going, so it takes a little while to crank the winch on that thing, but when it drops,
Yeah. Thing is, it's already cranked up to the top. All I got to do is click a button now, and it falls.
there you go.
We've got a band hammer, and we're not afraid to use it.
This is true. Oh.
And I want to know what happened in the secret humor group that we had a 24-hour lockout.
Did we? That must have been while I was at work or asleep after work.
Today?
I thought it was yesterday or the day before. Somebody posted something. Carl's talking about 24-hour lockout on posting.
Well, Monday was the Facebook meltdown, but I don't know anything about yesterday.
I remember it happened. If I can give you any details.
Oh, only Kelly got locked out. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, that was rather personalized.
Yeah.
Damn. There I go doing another voice. That guy that's been trying to get me to do voice acting is going to... I'll be getting emails all over again.
Carl, did you get ready to give Kelly the Fickled Fake Book Finger of Fate Award?
Oh, Carl says that some guy posted a thing about a woman murdered and he thought it was funny. Oh, okay.
That's probably not a safe subject for humor,
No.
I would say.
Of course, I almost got in trouble with all the women in the group the other day.
Oh, that's really hard to imagine, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, he says he deleted it and he posted about a policeman who shot himself. So that got deleted too. He got butthurt and left. Okay.
So this guy's basically a sadist whose only form of humor is other people getting hurt or killed.
No, I posted the one that said, you tell a woman 1,000,000 times she's beautiful and she doesn't believe you, but call her fat just once and she never forgets it. Because elephants never forget.
You've been sleeping on the couch a lot lately, ain't you?
No.
No.
He's sleeping on the floor. The dogs sleep on the couch.
Okay.
And Carl says we don't put up with that. Of course, Carl's picture on the post was the guy with the 10-foot pole not even getting near the horse. Not touching that one.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on, I'll be back in a minute.
There's one joke from the 70s that was in very, very poor taste because the time frame it was in and the events surrounding it. But basically, somebody was saying that Roman Polanski was the original 5-foot pole you wouldn't want to touch anybody with. Why does my memory do this? There's all these random things that just pop up for no damn reason that shouldn't even be in the... Yeah, this is one of those files that was unsuccessfully attempted to be deleted. Oh, Lord. I like Star Trek 1, The Motionless Picture. Why do I remember things like that?
I see a lot of people who are defending that movie now, which I need to watch it again. I actually got all the other ones with the original cast in it and watched that a week or two ago, with the exception of the motion picture, because I couldn't find it to be purchased. Well, I'm sure I could do it online, but through Amazon or eBay or whatever, probably get it cheaper at eBay. But
yeah, and Carl's right. Sooner or later, at some time, your memory turns into Joe's Alerts. It just randomly pops up with stuff you did not want to hear.
We need to get Donna to help us reprogram his Alexa just for that.
Mhm.
Something like, Joe Dog, Steak and Shake still owes you $74.
I went there the other day, and as soon as I pulled up to the drive-up, Joe Dog was the first person I thought of. Oh, God.
Pull up to the window and Joe Dog sent me. He wants his $74.
Yeah. Can I get $74 worth of free food since you owe it to Joe Dog anyway?
I'll UPS it to him. Oh, heavens. I need to know if we're actually going to do this chili cook-off thing like a week before HallowCon. I need to know so I can successfully pack all the stuff that I...
What do you need to know?
I've got a huge pile of chilies in my kitchen. I've got 2 things of ground sirloin, and I bought a big bag of beans. So I'm getting there.
No. I just need to know whether or not we're actually going to do this.
Do you still need a crock pot?
Yeah, I would. I can't bring the one from the house because, I ain't taking a chance on this one getting cracked all the way through. I've already had to replace it 3 times. So.
My mom was doing stuff. She was doing the foster care thing, she was working with the church a lot, and was one of those church ladies that had 5 crock pots.
Well, if we are going to do it, that's fine. I just need to know. If we're not going to do it, that's fine. I don't need to bring the stuff. I just want to know, like a week before HallowCon, yes or no. So it don't take me long to throw stuff in the crock pot, but I would need a little while to cut down on the amount of let's just say I'd rather put things in Ziploc baggies than bring cans and whatnot. So and if we do it, then I have a second cooler that I would have to pack, and we'd have all kinds of this black ice, instant ice pack things that are free frozen. And Lindsay said, "Look, if you take this stuff, we'll put all of those in there to keep it cold, and don't bring any of them home. Give them away." I mean, this is stuff we get every time that we make an order from England
they ship it with those bags that
they ship it with those, and they take up more room in the freezer than our food does. So she wants to get rid of them. And even if we don't do the chili cook-off, tell me, and I'll bring the freaking freezer things and give them away. Put them on the meeting table.
Donna gets medications that have to be refrigerated, and they come with those things. And it got to the point we were just throwing them away.
Yeah. I think one year we did just to make room in the freezer to put food in. We threw a bunch of it away. It was
Carl's asking Is that how much they owe him? He couldn't eat 70. What?
Bill,
What's that? I'm
that
sorry.
was your that was your joke. The $74 question.
Oh. Well, let's see. Considering that it's Steak and Shake and the prices they have right now, they probably wouldn't be much food anyway.
Well, don't get me started on Steak and Shake. I'm still trying to get my damn money back from them assholes.
Bill was just saying he last time he pulled up to the window, he was thinking, going, "Hey, can you give me $74 that you owe Joe Dog, and I'll send it to him."
So, as soon as I pulled up to order, you were the first person I thought of.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the phone with them today, and they said, "Okay, I'm gonna have to call the home office. Call me back in 20 minutes." I called back in 20 minutes. The girl that I was talking to, the manager, not only did she not call the home office, she went on break when she hung up with me.
Wow.
She wasn't back from break yet.
She won't be back from break in 2025.
So when I give them a little call tomorrow, I'm going to say, let's put this in terms you can understand. I'm going to sort of lie a little bit, but I'm going to tell them I have a YouTube channel with roughly 800,000 subscribers. I get, probably 12 million views a week. How would you like me start talking about how bad your service is with your online?
And this was their corporate office that you were
No.
No?
I'm going for corporate tomorrow.
Yeah, you need to at least to just file a complaint, and when you do, you need to get a reference number from them. And keep track of all this.
Yeah.
Because $74 ain't nothing to laugh at.
Yeah. Well, it was 43 is what they owe me, but still, $43 ain't nothing to sneeze at.
This is true.
No, not at all.
Oh, I've got a pile of state quarters I need to go through with my magnifying glass and see whether or not I've already got them in the
in your book.
In the book, yeah, because it's got to the point now to where I can look at them and say I ain't got this, and be right 90% of the time. But then there's that other 10%.
Well, there's one with the buffalo that they had to reissue. It was a male buffalo.
Oh. Well, I could see where there could be some complaint about that.
Well, Dan, I hate to tell you this, but I know you're kind of getting all the state quarters in line. Do you know now that they are starting to come out with state dollars in the coins?
Nope.
Kentucky, Tennessee, and I think New Jersey are the first three that are going to come out.
Well, I don't have any places that I frequent that would give me dollar coins in change. And I've gotten the original state quarters. I have all but two. And
what do you need?
I'd have to pull the damn thing out and tell you. But one of them is one of the territories, and it needs to come from the Denver Mint. I think I have everything from Philadelphia, but I don't have everything from Denver.
Denver Mint.
Mm-hmm. And I actually in this new series, The State Parks, I had one turn up in my pocket change that came from West Point. which I did not know that they have a mint, but I was told yes. So I've got all 3 of those.
Was it say WP on it or what?
It has a W on it instead of a
Oh.
D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, and that threw me for a loop because I did not know there was a mint there, and evidently it's used for a lot of presentation stuff rather than actual pocket change. So this one is kind of special. I've got it labeled in there. Whoever goes through my coin collection when I'm gone is going to have either a lot of laugh out loud moments from some of the stuff that I got in packs of comic books as I was a kid, or they're going to look at some of this and go, I've never seen this coin in my life. This one's got to be worth something. So I've got a friend from college that has promised that if anything happens to me, he will make sure that Lindsay does not get cheated on the coin collection being appraised. So he's an avid collector of lots and lots of things. So. Ta-da! John's back.
I like watching these on YouTube. These guys that go in and buy storage buildings.
Yep.
And there was this one guy that any change they would get, they would just throw in a bucket. They ended up with these like 4 or 5 5-gallon buckets just piled full of change. They shut down the Coinstar machine.
Oh yeah. ran out of paper.
No, it ran out of storage space.
Oh yeah.
They filled up the machine. And it was like $5,000, which is more than the Coinstar will pay out.
All right, Carl. I'll take you up on that. If you find the quarter for the U.S. Virgin Islands from the Denver Mint, or the quarter from Northern Mariana Islands from the Denver Mint, that would give me a complete set of the
territories,
the state quarters.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all I need is those 2 territories, and I'll have the whole thing. I'm still working on the state park stuff because it's not finished its run yet, and it's more difficult finding those actually in your pocket change, which is I didn't go out and go, oh, I'm going to buy all these. This is just stuff that has gotten to me through the change machine at work, or paying cash somewhere, and I got a huge handful of stuff from the Denver Mint when we went out to New Mexico those 2 or 3 times that I've been, and that was nice. That was nice. And then, like I said, I got that 1 quarter that had a W on it, and I didn't even know that mint existed. And
which mint was it?
It's supposedly West Point.
Yes. They do mostly gold coins.
Well, evidently they had to do a run of state park quarters, I do believe it was. So I got one of those, and it's just stuff that turns up in my pocket change. I'm not going to go out and ramble through coin collectors' websites going, I need this, I need that, I need this. It's just basically what turns up when I put a $5 bill in the change machine. So,
well, that's the fun way of doing it.
Well,
when you find it yourself and not paying somebody else for it or whatever.
And being on the east side of the country makes it a little bit harder to get the Denver Mint coins because they don't get shipped over here that often. But
it looks like Marty Feldman is chewing on the back of John's chair.
He is.
He's teething.
I'm trying to break him of it.
Well, you were kissing him earlier, but
bad Igor.
Igor.
I agree.
Dan, I'll tell you something I do to my grandkids, and they just get them and look at them. I said, don't lose them. Keep these. I give them $2 bills.
Oh yeah,
I love paying for things with $2 bills.
yeah.
It drives people up
I
the
love how
wall.
you get the little girl at the grocery store that's never seen one before and thinks it's fake money. That's
Oh yeah, and you wind up having to explain to a cop that it's a $2 bill, man.
I've seen a cop go in his wallet, pull out 2 ones, and hand it to him.
Yeah, really. I'll pay you for it. Yep, I've got 3 or 4 of those. I've also got some really weird things that don't have a cash value on them that we picked up while we were going through Lindsay's dad's stuff after his funeral. And they're either something really neat or they're commemorative. And I can't find out which. But I've posted photographs of them online, and people are going, "Oh yeah, I recognize that." And they can't tell me what it's worth. So it's no big deal. It's not like I'm going to cash them in or anything.
You've got a red $2 bill.
I see those at the auction a lot. Yeah.
silver certificates or
Yeah, it's called there are silver certificates, but these particular ones that Ace is talking about is called a red seal $2 bill. They make them 5s, 10s, whatever.
Did not know that. Now
Yeah.
I do have another thing that came to me through going through my father-in-law's stuff when we were over there. I have a fairly decent collection of outmoded, out of circulation £1 notes from all over the UK. Irish, Scottish, Welsh, as well as British £1 notes. And now £1 is a coin in the UK. And I now have stuff that I saved from the last trip, hoping that I wouldn't have to go through and get money changed over again. And some of those have been taken out of circulation and redesigned. So they're now worth only something to a collector. They're not worth, you can't spend them. They're no longer legal tender because they're outmoded.
Yeah. A says it's still crisp and flat. Keep it that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Dan, do you know what the star on the bills mean? In the serial number?
I haven't the faintest idea.
But you've seen the star notes. In the serial number, it's got a star at the beginning or at the end.
Most likely I have, but I've never really paid that much attention.
What that is during production, that serial number bill was damaged. So they created the star note to replace that serial number.
Oh, okay.
So finding star notes now are very rare.
I can see why. Sometimes I wish I had been a coin collector all my life. I just started off going, hey, this is kind of weird. Let me put that aside and not spend it. And it just kind of ballooned from there. I mean,
I'll tell you what I love finding is the old bicentennial quarters.
Oh, I get those all the time. Yeah.
And I pull them out and I go, what state is this?
State of decay. Now, this is weird shit from everywhere. There's coins from all over the world in here, and most of them are probably worth about as much as a paper yen from 1960. Talking about 3,000 of them to equal $1. Oh Lord! But no, there's stuff in there. I got from cereal boxes. There's stuff in there. I got from comic books. there's stuff in there that I like Canadian quarters and nickels and dimes that I got handed to me at convenience stores, and I go, that ain't American money. I'm saving that. And
Well, somebody has our video on. They've thrown us a like, well, actually a love, but they've not commented yet, and I'm heartbroken. I'm not going to call Willow out, but oh, dang it.
Okay, this is a red seal. Oop, going the wrong way there. That is a 1923 $2 bill.
Wow.
And this is a red seal. I'm a little dyslexic tonight. A 1928 $2 red seal, $2 bill. They were fairly common, and these are in kind of so-so shape because my grandmother always did this and kept them like that in her wallet.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm going to tell you, a bill that's nearly 100 years old has got to have some value somewhere.
Yeah, it's worth $2.
Probably. Well, I remember not that many years ago going to the bank and getting about $20 worth of $2 bills, which these were nice, brand new, crisp 1976 bicentennial $2 bills that they had because nobody ever wanted them. So they were like a brand new bill.
Good Lord.
And yeah, I would get a bunch of those and go out and buy things with them and cause all kinds of commotion. But I don't know anymore if that's the case. I haven't tried, and maybe I ought to.
Well, the Kennedy and Eisenhowers are not acceptable coins anymore. Through Coinstar, they don't accept them anymore. They drop them, but they don't pay for them.
Well, that sucks. Well, looks like somebody British in my household has got a hold of my change purse from England, because I had about 200 pounds worth of coins and paper notes.
Yeah. Carl says, do you remember the $500 bills? Yes, I remember the 500. And I remember my dad letting me hold a $1,000 bill one time. I'd give anything just to have one of them right now.
Oh, I've still got the wrappers off of the stacks of hundreds that I got when I pulled the down payment money for the house out of the bank after I'd been saving for about a year to get the 20% cash down payment on the house and land here. They just gave me several stacks of $100 bills. I kept the wrappers, but I had to give the money up. I was going, hey, can I keep the money and get the house? I mean, seriously, all I got to do is sign my name. But no.
A Kennedy quarter from '83. I don't remember a Kennedy quarter.
They are hard to find. They are hard to find.
Anymore. Mom always had them.
Used to. The main post office in Clark County, you could go to the stamp machine outside the actual counter, the room where they had the counter there where you go and do all your mailing business. But right there next to the post office boxes, they'd have a vending machine that you could get packets of stamps from. And if you put money in, got a couple of packets of stamps, and you were owed change, you did not get paper money back. They would give you dollar coins. You put in a 5 and get $2.20, 25 cents worth of stamps. You get dollar coins and quarters and nickels and dimes. But I got a lot of Susan B. Anthony dollar coins that way. Just trying to get postage to pay my bills with checks. That's because debit cards had not been invented at that time.
Debit cards hadn't been invented and online. You know, right now, if somebody handed me a check to fill out, I would have to think on how to fill out a check.
Oh yeah. We actually took Lindsay's car to a mechanic that lives nearby, and he wouldn't take cash. He wanted checks. He didn't have a card reader. So I pulled out my checkbook, started writing him a check, and I realized that 2 years before was the last check that I wrote, and it was to him. Oh heavens! I went down to the bank and ordered new checks, and they looked at me like I was crazy. But they filled out the order, and I got them home, and now I can't find the darn things. I'm still using the old checks. I hadn't quite run out of yet. Looks like I've got enough to last till the 31st century.
Yeah, Carl says in retail hated the dollar coins and the $2 bills because there's no spot for them in the cash register.
We always put them underneath. It's funny. I don't know one of these. Yeah, I got red and blue, so one's Denver and one's Philadelphia, but now I can't read to remember to see which one is which. But the auctions that we go to on Friday nights, they have coin auctions every week. I don't know where he gets it all from, but whenever a Susan B. Anthony comes up, nobody wants it. They always have to pair it up with one or two other coins just to get somebody to take them.
I got a Susan B. Anthony dollar. Who'll give me $1 for it? I'll give you 75 cents.
Yeah, they're lucky to get that.
This is one of my friends when it comes to looking at the quarters, because I've got to use this thing to find out whether or not it's Denver or Philadelphia or what. Oh, good grief. 20 minutes till last man. Okay. Thanks for the notice there.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I have a little bit of show and tell to do if you got a minute.
Sure.
You got 20 as of right now.
20? Okay. I'll take 19. And no, you were talking about getting things delivered to you. UPS came to my door yesterday and delivered the Hasbro 3016 scale Snake Eyes figure, which very nice graphics on the box, very kind of reminiscent of the early 80s, and opens up to see the figure, which of course figure isn't in there because dun dun dun, there he is in all of his glory. He comes with an Uzi that's got a flip out. Very, very gingerly, you got to flip that little guy out on there. Got two katanas and the chubas to put them in. Has 3 smoke grenades, 3 stun grenades. He has a Colt 45 and a tactical holster. Of course, all kinds of belt clips. He's got his little combat knife and a holster for it. And I don't know if you could see it well enough, but there is a hidden knife coming out of this part of his hand. I got my finger on it right there. This figure is, like I said, 12-inch figure, fully posable, and he's got, this is actual cloth costume that's on him with all kinds of detail in it. I'm fell in love with this, and they have a storm shadow that's coming out, I think, next month. But the Storm Shadow figure didn't look half as good as this one. And they patterned the Storm Shadow one after the original figure with the short sleeves and everything. But this one here, I'm just tickled to death with. The only thing that I have against this figure, or well, not really against the figure, but against the company 3-0, they do not put out bases for these figures. For which I'm sure I have a base with a little crotch piece thing to stand them up on somewhere, but you would think they would have a nice base or something. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything as nice as the base on my Iron Man figure or anything like that, but just anything at all would be welcome. So, but nonetheless, it was very affordable. It come from Sideshow Collectibles. I originally ordered it for about $20 cheaper through another company, which I will not name. And as soon as everybody else had them available to ship the next day, this other company said, oh, it's on back order and we don't know how long it's going to be before you get it in. And I waited about 3 weeks, and finally I'd said, had you charged my credit card yet? No, we haven't. Don't. I'm canceling the order. I'm going to pay $20 more. And actually, when I went to Sideshow, I've ordered with them before, but have not ordered with them for quite a while. So I haven't used any of the discount coupons for quite a while. So she gave me a $15 off on it. So that almost took care of the $20 that I would have saved and waited on till my Social Security ran out.
Well, I've got a question to ask.
Anyway,
I got a question to ask about it. If it's a real G.I. Joe, is the thumb on backwards? You're muted. I can't
now
hear
I'm
you.
muted. There you go.
Is his thumb on backwards?
No.
You know, G.I. Joes had their thumb on backwards so they could patent it.
I did not know that. I'm going to have to check mine.
I've never seen one with thumb on backwards.
Yeah.
And I had them dating back to Kung Fu Grip.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
John, G.I. break out your Google Fu G.I. Joe backwards thumb.
Well, we got one we're selling in the eBay auction. Well, actually, we got two. One's a talking G.I. Joe from '64, and then the other one is just the action soldier loose figure. And I know both of their thumbs are
karate chop action.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that one, but had the little board that came with it that had the jagged break in the middle, and you'd hold the board up and he'd break the board with the Kung Fu action. I wore that board out. Hey, Brandon,
you sure you're not talking about Big Jim?
Nope, it was G.I. Joe
really?
karate chop action. You had a little button in the back. You press the button and
I had a Big Jim that did the same thing, and he had the karate gi that he would wear with the black belt, of course. And it had a little board that had
this G.I. Joe had camo. It didn't come with the shirt. He was bare chested, of course.
Oh, okay.
And had the little button in the back you pressed to get the karate chop action. That was early 70s.
No, I remember the $6 Million Man with you could look through the back of his head for the bionic vision, and you had the little pump thing on his back to where you could lift up the engine block.
I still have mine. And you pull up his sleeve, and he had the little bionic piece that popped out.
Yeah, you had the little module.
Well, you had to roll his skin back.
Yeah. And I think I'm missing mine out of my $6 million man, but I still have the red jumpsuit with the sticker on it, which he always lost the sticker.
Yeah.
I used to have the full size G.I. Joe with the sea sled. That was neat. You drop a couple of aspirins, one in each tank on the side of the sled, and it would sink.
Yeah.
And
I had my brother had Steve Austin. I had Oscar Goldman and Maskatron.
Yep.
Now, Oscar Goldman came with the exploding briefcase. And, of course, Maskatron came with the Oscar Goldman mask that he could wear. And the 2 robot arms.
I would like to get a hold of, well, they always said that the bionic Bigfoot was a rare one to get, but I remember
Never saw it.
I did actually. Local store in Danville called Vintage Villains, which is no longer there. They had one, a loose figure, but the one that I thought was just as rare and elusive as the bionic Bigfoot was the Fembot. That came out, which had the Jamie Summers mask for it.
You know, my sister had Jamie Summers.
Oh,
it's funny. My brothers and sisters always had the good guys. I always had the bad guys. Go figure.
But yeah, the best of the West, I had Sam Cobra, bad guy.
Back in the late '60s, there's a neighbor kid across the street who had the full-size G.I. Joe-sized Captain Action.
Yep.
Had the little coins that came with it, and the comic books, and you could
had flicker rings.
Yep, had different uniforms you could dress him up in. He could be Aquaman or any number of other characters, just depending on the magic coin. That was a really weird idea. It was really neat, though. You have a superhero impersonator. Not close.
I got a couple of those, and I actually have one of the flicker rings. I've seen them for sale separately now. They start at about $40 and go up. And I can't remember if mine's Superman or Batman, but the first run of Captain Action didn't have the flicker rings in '66, and then in '67, then they started issuing the flicker rings, which are on the boxes with the costumes that was appropriate to whichever costume you bought, whether it was for the Phantom or Batman or Lone Ranger or whatever. Steve Canyon.
I remember I enjoyed the comic books quite a bit. I mean, they went into more detail about why things worked the way it did. So, to a young mind, that was quite amazing.
Can't remember what issue it is, but I have the Captain Action comic book where Superman guest starred in it. And it was one of the earlier ones, but I don't remember. I have to look for them.
Yeah, those things.
Maybe show and tell for Saturday.
Those things would be worth a little bit nowadays, I mentioned.
Hey, Van, thanks for tuning in. We are just about getting ready to wrap it up, believe it or not. We've got 9 minutes left, and I'm gonna pass the torch over to Dan.
Already got the room fired up, so all I have to do
right.
is wait for the end credits. And I can hit the button.
All right. And we're sitting here working. I got some HallowCon work I got to get done, which I don't want to do.
I'm still waiting to hear from my mom about these foster kids before I
Okay.
actually commit to HallowCon. So.
Yeah, I've got to print off all our online prereqs so I can start getting everything entered into the database. So I can start printing badges in just a few days.
Well, if my mom doesn't tell me anything by the 10th, I'm going to go ahead and register and everything. So.
All right.
Might even get a hotel room.
I would appreciate it. Get a hotel room for both nights. That would be even better.
Bring the kids.
Bring your mom.
I have not met them yet.
Oh,
Other than there's 3 kids. She's got one. She's supposed to be getting the other 2. I wouldn't mind taking the one. I'm just not sure. I don't know him well enough to know how he do it at conventions. So
this is John. He's going to take you to HallowCon this weekend. And then afterwards, they don't ever want to see John. I don't know why.
If you don't behave, we're going to sell you to a
Are
furry.
you kid? This kid loves everybody. You have a big old time.
They fed him this chili, and then next thing we knew, he was in the hospital for a week. And
Or in the orbit.
yeah,
If he eats Josh's, yeah.
yeah.
So I get to try all this chili too, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to go in an elevator anymore.
Hey, is Chris watching the show? Just out of
No.
Are you sure? You're positive? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is I don't want to bring all this stuff and then have to throw it away before I come home.
Hey, Joe. Should I try the secret before I give them to you, or should I just go ahead and let you taste test the jar?
Let me taste test them.
Okay. I have not. They're sealed from where I did it. So
okay. What's the matter, Dan?
Sealed for our protection.
Let's put it this way. You know how everybody's supposed to wear a mask? I'm going to make sure they do.
I need to check out a breather from work.
Yeah, a rebreather would be a great option.
The full scuba suit, yeah.
T-vac suit, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, that's no problem. I can get those out of a vending machine at work, but it's the air tank and the respirator that would have to have some paperwork attached.
Yeah. Oh no. John did it too.
You can't help. It's so infectious.
It is. It is just so, if you grew up watching stuff like Laugh In, it's just,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Judy Carn to do the dance with painted on tattoos.
Suck it to me. Yeah.
Suck it to me.
Yeah, I remember
I'm getting
that.
I'm getting rained on here in Ringgold. So heads up. Heads up, it's heading your way, Joe.
Hey, when Dan came in earlier, it was raining here, and I told him, I said, it was almost like the evacuation of urination from Western footwear.
And we had a nice day, actually. What I saw of it, I slept through most of it.
We would.
No, it was Bill that I said that to. That's right.
Yeah. Because we had pretty much what you had. And we still got a couple blips coming up. Now I'm trying to back down to see what you guys are getting. Oh, I see your blips. Yeah.
John would be sort of southwest of me. Sort of.
Almost dead south, actually.
Well, I'm not pulling anything up because I don't hear no thunder. And
that one blip that's hitting West Ringgold is the one that's hitting me right now.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Ace, I'll let one of your puns out this time. I'm gonna drop one of Ace's punny jokes.
Well, that was pretty good, though. Got a smile out of me, Ace.
Hey, I'm a firm believer of there are times I just want my rib back.
Yeah, I got that reference too.
Oh Lord, sometimes I want my rib back. With that, I think we're gonna say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you on the other show.
All right, good night,
Good
y'all.
night,
Thanks
everybody.
for dropping in. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We will catch y'all Saturday night. I can't say flip side because that's trademarked by somebody else. So
Yep.
So we can't say that one. So we'll talk to y'all Saturday night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.